Hello everyone, welcome to K-poptent. Since I am an IVE fan, for the first video of this channel, I will begin by analysing the MV of one of my recent favourite IVE songs, Off the Record. Without further delay, let's dive into it. First of all, to have a better understanding of the analysis I'm about to discuss, please take a moment to look at the MV once more to avoid confusion. To make it easier for you to follow, I created a simple character relationship diagram that develops in the MV for your reference. It may be beneficial to save the chart so that you can refer to it whenever needed. Yujin is the seducer. Wonyoung, Gaeul, Ray, and Leeseo are all being seduced by Yujin, while Liz is the only one who manages to sway away from all kinds of temptations. The story begins from the roulette game with the help of a glass bottle. Coincidentally, if you can recall from the Love Dive MV, Yujin is also the one who starts off the game. The last time they played it in Love Dive, there is a sense of competitiveness. This time, it feels eerily mysterious. So, what are they doing and what the person that is pointed by the glass bottle needs to do? They are selecting who will be the one planting the apple tree. Well, probably the result is already determined by Yujin since she wants Leeseo to be the chosen one. Yujin probably figures out Leeseo is the weakest link among the other girls in terms of avoiding temptation. If you have planted apple trees before, you will know that apple tree seeds do not look what appears in the MV. So, what the seed symbolizes? You can interpret it as the seed of desire. You can see Leeseo planted it and worships the apple portrait every day in hope that her desires may come true. What the idol Leeseo is worshipping needs your special attention. It is an apple that is cut into half. From the lyrics of the song, we know that the apple does not symbolize wisdom, it represents the forbidden fruit. By worshipping the forbidden fruit, you can understand that Leeseo hopes her dreams will come true, but her extreme devotion leads her falling into abyss. From this screenshot, the apple portrait Leeseo is worshipping is actually the same apple that Yujin cuts on her table in another scene. Leeseo is watering the Garden of Eden every day. The garden is full of flowers, but the apple tree she planted is not growing at all. However, after Leeseo spins around in this moment of the MV, the apple tree grows magically. Some may argue that Leeseo seems to be delighted when she finds out the apple tree is grown. How come it is interpreted that she falls into abyss due to her extreme behaviors? To discover the answer, we need to fast forward the MV. Look carefully at Leeseo's pink fluffy bracelet. She wears it all the time on her left wrist. However, when she lifts up the curtain window at the end of the story, we see her bracelet is on her right wrist instead. And what we see here is that it appears that Leeseo may not be alone in the dark room, as if there is another person beside her. When the girls are holding hands whispering to each other, there is a shot showing that the bracelet already appears on the right wrist. So, who is holding Leeseo? Yep, she's Yujin, the seducer. It seems that Leeseo is forever trapped in the room. So why is there a reverse shot here? We can refer to the first song sampled in this MV, Memory from Cats. This song plays at the ending scene of the Cats drama. Referring to the drama, there is an old cat that used to be very attractive. But as she gets older, she gets weaker and is hated. However, she longed to ascend to heaven. The song the old cat sings describes her young days, and it moved all the other cats, and her wish of going to heaven happily comes true. In contrast, Leeseo is less fortunate. She was once beautiful, but she fails to control her own temptations and forever traps in the dark house. All this seduction and craving for more are persuaded by Yujin. Next, we can look at the story of Gaeul and Ray simultaneously, since their storylines are closely related. Gaeul hopes to get Ray's Cupid power. In order to do so, she needs Yujin's ability to seduce Ray to make her give up her power. As Gaeul's evil thoughts are getting into her, she makes an agreement with the devil inside her in exchange for her own pure soul. Pay special attention to the whispers going on between Yujin, Gaeul, and Ray in this particular scene. When Yujin and Gaeul are whispering to each other, they are wearing the same type of ring. This may mean that she possesses Yujin's power. Also, take note that when Gaeul is whispering to Ray afterwards, it appears that she is covering her mouth with another hand with another ring on her index finger. This can signify something important to viewers. We will refer back to this scene shortly. It is possible that Ray also got tempted by Yujin and Gaeul in the whispering process. Consequently, she tasted the forbidden fruit as well. This is the opportunity where Gaeul takes away Ray's diamond ring to gain her Cupid's ability, as the ring Ray wears in either way MV is the source of power. We can compare the two scenes where Gaeul previously does not have the diamond ring, and now she does. With the help of Ray's Cupid power, Gaeul successfully manipulated this couple. Let's take a look at Ray. Originally, Ray can easily hit the target using her crossbow. However, after being tempted, she lost her bearings and hit hardly on a tree trunk. To understand this concept, you may need to Google briefly about the story of Cupid and Psyche. In this scene, Psyche is the butterfly fairy. Cupid herself fell in love with her, which of course is not allowed. So what's the final destiny? Ray is also trapped in the small dark room as a result. Let's move on to Wonyoung. Her story is also quite dramatic. Yujin discovers that Wonyoung is quite curious of her surroundings, so she constantly tries to seduce her. In contrast with Leeseo's cut apple, the apple here is bitten. This symbolizes that her temptation is perhaps more serious than Leeseo. After Wonyoung uses the telescope to spot the boy she likes, she floats up uncontrollably. But why is she wearing a safety helmet? Although she is tempted by Yujin, subconsciously she is still cautious. We can see that Leeseo and Yujin also participated in seducing Wonyoung. Look at how evil Yujin smiles here. Finally, let's look at Liz's story. Duck can be viewed as a spiritual figure representing positivity and freedom. There are two scenes in the MV that captures Liz riding the swing. One angle is shot in a bird-eye view from the eternal sky to the grass. Another shot is taken with the ocean portrait in the background. Liz successfully transcends herself from seduction in this process. Liz tried twice to rescue Leeseo from abyss, but both attempts failed. Once, she appears outside the window of the dark house, and in another occasion, she whispers to her directly. Despite her failure to pull Leeseo out of misery, she manages to save the other three sisters. Still remember the swing that goes straight to the sky? Every time Liz rides the swing, the world will fall apart. Liz even turns herself into a true wisdom of the apple tree. In this shot, you can see wisdom fruits scatter all around Gaeul. As she cleanses herself from seduction, she finally removes her veil hat, symbolizing that she gives up her obsession in receiving the Cupid's power. The Cupid's power is returned to Ray. Immediately, she tries to rescue Wonyoung and Leeseo with her crossbow. Wonyoung is saved successfully as the heaps of canned forbidden fruits finally crumple and collapse. However, it is unfortunate that Leeseo cannot get away from Abyss, as she picks up the apple again. Consequently, she is forever trapped in the dark room. You can see how strong Liz's power is and how desperate Yujin is in attempt to seduce others. Yujin tries to disguise the forbidden fruit into a big heart. As Liz continues swinging, the forbidden fruit gradually becomes smaller and smaller. Yujin has no choice but to eat the small forbidden fruit herself in the end. Just in case you don't know, this second sample song is from the Cardigans, Love Fool.
Love me, say that you love me. Love me, leave me.
The lyrics here matches with the mood of the story. The final detail we need to look into is that you can see Ray only rescued the subconscious Wonyoung. But the floated Wonyoung is still wearing Yujin's ring, signifying she is still being seduced. Look at Ray's sluggish facial expression. It's probably that she is seduced back to Abyss again. Hope you like the interpretation made in this video. In the next video, I will be looking to analysis another IVE song, Baddie, where some interpretations are linked with Off the Record. If you find this video entertaining and hope to see more similar content, please like, subscribe and share the video.